Hello all, and welcome to the premiere episode of D.I.Y Gamer. I am your host, RetardedbyChoice, and I'll be showing you helpful hints and tips on how to maintain, repair, and just keep all your gaming things looking nice. Consoles, remotes, all that fun stuff. Today, the premiere episode, we're going to go ahead and show you how to clean an NES to make it look prettier. So let's delve right into it. First thing you're going to need is a Phillips head screwdriver. I have several different ones I use for different ones. On the bottom of the game case there are 6 Phillips head Phillips screws that need to be removed before you can do anything else. Another thing you're going to need is some quick erasers or Mr. Clean magic erasers. These are the off-brand I purchased from the Dollar Tree. They work just as well as the name brand Mr. Clean. Another thing is you might want to have a nice soft washcloth. This is one I've had for several years. It's been through the wash repeatedly, so it's really soft and it doesn't hurt anything. Q-tips, soapy hot water. Now, it's not exuberantly soapy, it's just 2 drops of Dawn in some hot water. That way you can break up some of the dirt and gunk. The Nintendo that I'm going to be working on today is one of the ones I got from a tote I bought from Craigslist a few weeks ago. As you can tell, it's got some gunk and dirt, and it's just been around the block a few times. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to take apart the NES and how to clean it up nicely without damaging any of the components. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. As you can see, we have an NES. It does have some dirt, gunk, and grime that needs to be removed and cleaned from it. So let's go ahead and delve right on in. I've already went ahead and removed the screws. This is what they look like once they're out. There's 6 of them. They are located right here, right here, right here, and the same locations on the opposite side. So once you have that done, what you want to do is gingerly remove the top, move that off to the side, and you'll have this nice fancy schmancy empty shell. Now, since you have it apart, go ahead and get your Mr. Clean magic eraser or your generic off-brand Dollar Tree version. Just get it a little wet, and what we do is just go, as you can see, some of that dirt's really coming off really easily right there. And see, it's coming right off. This is years and years of dirt, grime, gunk, garbage. But I have no idea where this Nintendo's been in the last 25 years. But we just go ahead and we do a nice gentle cleaning with just the magic eraser. It gets some of the harder stuff to get off first. That way you can do a nice clean sponge down with the washcloth, soap, and water. Okay. So that's some of the harder gunk to get off. You want to go ahead and just get it on sides, back. And once you have that done, you can use the washcloth to dry off any excess water that you have on there. Then the next thing you want to do, or what I suggest, is to go ahead and see those grooves right there. What I like to do is I take a Q-tip and I dip it in the soapy water, just like that. And then we just go ahead and get inside those little grooves right there. And we just work it. And we just work it as best we can. If you have a lot of dirt and grime in there, what you can do is you can go ahead and just use a dry Q-tip first, and you can just try to get as much of that out. You just work your way down the line. I suggest about 10 or 12 Q-tips, give or take how dirty your system is. This one's really gunky and grimy, icky, so I got a few. Okay. Now, once we're done with that, what we want to do is go ahead and flip to the inside of the tray. And as you'll see, this one's pretty clean. But sometimes, like the other one I had gotten from the same seller, I found candy wrappers inside the NES. I found a couple of dead cockroaches. It was pretty disgusting. I probably should have used that one as the template. I didn't want to gross everyone out, so take another dry one. Go ahead and get all the little nooks and crannies where dirt likes to hang out. You can just get really good. Once you get that gunk and grime off, you can go ahead and with the soapy water, dip one end in, and just go back over it. Make sure you get all the junk and gunk out. Okay, that way it looks really nice and clean. Once you have that done, what I like to do is again use your dry washcloth and just go ahead and get where you dug it in with the wet Q-tip. Once you have it done, depending on how dirty your system is, you have it looking pretty nice. What I also like to do is go ahead and let it dry for about 10 minutes or so. Make sure it's in a nice dry place. I like to set it up in front of a box fan. That way I can let it dry a little bit quicker. Make sure go ahead and get all the crevices, get inside the tray here. Again, use your Q-tips. You can get right here in the cracks and crevices. Really good. And just get it down. Now, you want this thing to look beautiful. That way, it looks like a nice little centerpiece that you have on your entertainment system with the rest of your gaming consoles. Now, I do highly, highly, highly recommend to be very cautious when it comes to the logos right here, because this is just painted on, and using the magic eraser will rub that off. I repeat, it will rub off, so do not use the magic eraser on that. Instead, washcloth, a little bit of warm soapy water. Okay. It's a little tip. See, not much, just a little tip of it's wet. And just go ahead and get the logo really good. Just be gentle, don't scrub. Just kind of go gently, clean it up nice, and then dry off with the dry part. It should look pretty nice still. I mean, the logo's clean. It's not smudged or messed up. So, mission accomplished there. Next, we're going to move on to the inner part of the console. I don't know how many of you guys have gone out there and taken apart a NES system, but it's quite simple, really. There's only Phillips head screws you got to worry about removing. When you do, there are certain screws that go to certain parts. This metal cover has got 7 screws. One here, one there. How? And then down here, there's 1, 2, 3. And it's easy to forget these, but that will take this off. If I had a cameraman here, I would definitely show you how to do this. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the other NES. Once you get that off, you'll have the tray here. There are, with this one, I believe there are, 6 screws on this one. Once you get them off, they'll be right here. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And once you have those unscrewed, this part right here, the tray, will atypically slide right off like that. And put that off to the side. Then you have the main board here. This one, I believe it's got 5. It may have more, but I think this one got 5. And that lifts right out too. Make sure when you do that though, there are connectors. This is the power and reset button, which go on the side here. Let's pop that off. Then you have your controller 1 and controller 2, which plug into the controller 1's right there in the front. Controller 2's there on the side next to the power and reset button. You just make sure they pop right off. Once you have that, you will have the inside. Now, I don't know if you can tell or not, but this is the really gross one I was telling you about. And I'm not real concerned about this one after it's clean, because all these parts are broken, do not work. But I'm going to show you real quick what you can do. Again, when it's this dirty, I suggest getting the Q-tip wet and just going for it, because you got these crevices right here, and all these like little rounded parts around the screws, and you just go ahead and get in there really good. And look at that. See, that's really gross. really, really gross. And then for this, the magic eraser doesn't really get in there that well, but you can try. I know there's like these raised pieces you can do a pretty good job on. And it's really actually coming pretty clean right there. Of course, when you're doing this, you want to remove this also, which can be removed very simply with just, I believe it's two little screws, one right here, and the other one's right here. And once you have it out, it comes right out. And that's the inside. And as you can tell, paper clip, this was already in here. I didn't put this in here. This was in here. And I got the screws still. And you want to make sure you're not losing the screws. I suggest, putting them in the top of the NES system. And another great thing to use, which I neglected to put first, a bottle of dust remover. These are, not that expensive. You can get them more at Walmart or pretty much anywhere you can buy computer supplies for a couple bucks. I believe I got this one at Big Lots. And all you have to do really is just make sure it's right side up. See, this way you'll freeze out your parts. Okay. Once you have it aired out, then you can go ahead and go hot and heavy with the washcloth, soapy water. And now, since you already have all your computer parts out, all your electronics, you don't have to worry about getting anything in your wet that you don't want to get wet. So you just go for broke, go crazy, get it all cleaned up, and get all the dirt and grime, dust and gunk. And once you have that done, you also want to make sure you get the back sides, the outside, the bottom. And once you have it all cleaned up, put it back together. But once you're done, you'll have a very nice, clean, and safely cleaned NES. And it looks not showroom, not brand new, but it looks, new used. And that is how you clean an NES. Now, I know it's not as in-depth as it could have been. This is my first episode of the D.I.Y series, so please be gentle. And that is it. I suggest after you wash the inside out, you dry it out real quick, and before you reassemble it, let it dry for another 10-15 minutes in front of a fan. That way, any moisture will be completely gone, and you're not going to damage any of your components. Once you have that done, you screw back in. You can always just plug everything up, make sure everything's put back together correctly, and you should have no problems from then there out. Okay. Alright, and that's it. So thank you for watching DIY Gamer. This is Retarded by Choice, and I will see you next time. Okay, now here is a helpful hint for any gamer who wants to keep their systems organized. What I've found is a lot of times, either when you go to a friend's house or you purchase controllers or systems from a used store, you will find that the controllers or the cords are wrapped up like this. And I don't know if you remember from being a child and having an old NES system, but wrapping your cord like this is not a good thing to do. What I like to do, and this is just something I do, is I get these nifty little Velcro strips and use them that way. You can purchase these at just about any computer store where you can buy parts and whatnot. I believe I got these from Newegg, and I believe they weren't that expensive. I think they were something like $5 or $6 for a gross. And they come like this, and it's really quite simple. You know, you just wrap up your cord nice and gentle like that, and then after you have it like that, you just go ahead and you wrap it around. Sorry. And it keeps your controllers organized. Now, if you don't have these specific strips for the electrical cords, you can get Velcro from Walmart and wrap like that, or anywhere you buy Velcro from. Auto repair stores like AutoZone, they have them also. I like these because they have that little hole right here, so you can actually kind of cinch it up where you want to get it, and these Velcro it on, and it keeps everything all nice and organized. So you can have this, or you can have this. It's up to you. It keeps things looking nice. I use it also for my Xbox 360, the charge and play. I have two of these for my various wireless controllers, and so I just do this up. It keeps it nice and neat, keeps it where I can find it real easily, and I never have a problem. So I hope that hint is helpful for you guys, and I'll see you next time.